Sports Video Group is in New York City. We are at our second annual SVG Sports OTT Forum. Brandon Costa reporting for Sports Video Group. We have the distinct pleasure now to be joined by Arbesa Kastrati. She's from DAZN. Been a pleasure meeting you. Thanks so much for being here at the show today.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been quite a pleasure.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, how it's interesting regardless of whether you're from a traditional broadcaster or new emerging digital media entity like a DAZN is. There's a lot of similar pain points and a lot of similar challenges and a lot of similar business goals as well. You came over here to the United States about a year ago to help launch what is now the United States version of DAZN. You're available in many other markets throughout the world. But here in the United States, this whole thing, it's about a year old now. What's that experience been like for you?
I mean, it's been absolutely crazy, to be honest. I can't believe where we've come in under a year of launching. We're already one of the most interesting storylines in the sports landscape, I'd say, in the US. We've completely shaken up the fight sports industry. We're now a multi-sport proposition with Change Up, our new whip-around MLB show. And it's honestly just taking a look back today after our panel, it's quite the experience and whirlwind of a year, I'd say.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little earlier, how there's, even whether you're a traditional broadcaster or digital native like you guys, there's a lot of similar challenges and obstacles you're hoping to overcome. As you guys have grown at a relatively rapid pace here in the United States, what are maybe some of the biggest challenges that you think you guys are facing right now?
I mean, you actually just nailed it on the head. It's the pace in which we're growing at. So scalability is always a challenge. It's a challenge for every OTT business. From a local perspective, having everyone come in the last hour, it goes from 0 to 100 really quick. But then on a broader scale, we're a global business, as you mentioned, and we've already launched in 9 markets since 2016. Maintaining that speed of growth whilst ensuring that we're addressing each market's needs is always going to be a challenge, and we just need to continue working and doing our best that we can.
Sure, we'll round up and say it's been a year. With a year under your belt, what are some of the goals that maybe you guys have at the organization? What's on the short-term list for you guys to help continue to grow this thing even more than it already has?
Honestly, our fall lineup, it's absolutely amazing. Super excited about it. We have Canelo, we have Triple G, we have the Anthony Joshua Reed's rematch, which was a sensation, and it completely went and transcended the sports market, I'd say. We also have the Bellator welterweight finals, where 50 Cent has provided $1 million to the winner. So that's going to be very interesting. We have Change Up, of course, and that will be a really nice close to the year, I'd say.
Now, one of the things that we talked about during your panel at this show was that as a subscription-based company, that challenge of keeping subscribers, reducing churn is a big one for you guys. As you mentioned in the session, having those kinds of big marquee events drives people. What do you think of the value is that you guys are providing to help reduce churn and keep people engaged with the platform 365 as opposed to maybe on those really big high peak nights?
Honestly, the first thing is our affordability and accessibility. You can now come onto DAZN with an annual pass of $99, $99.99 a year, whereas previously you'd be paying about $80 to $100 for Canelo. Sure, yeah. Now you're getting Canelo, Triple G, AJ, like all these big marquee names all within the same price point. So consumers tend to prefer that option, actually. But taking that further, we've also launched our originals. So we're doing 40 days, which is all about pre-fight, and then post that we have now launched About, which is all about what's happened in the fight. That combined with our daily MLB show is what's keeping consumers on the platform.
So we really appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for sharing your expertise with us. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. For more coverage of everything going on here at the SVG Sports OTT Forum, you can visit us on the site at sportsvideo.org.